Greetings, everyone. It's your big bald headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Good evening, and welcome to the Bald Girls Gossip Room, which I don't know if I'm going to be calling it the Bald Girls Gossip Room for much longer because I have invited men into the chat. Not sure if you guys have been watching, but I have been doing a lot of reporting on men wigs and toupees because they've been in the news a lot. The toupee has made a comeback, y'all. And for a long time, I avoided talking to men about alopecia, not because I don't think men have alopecia, and also not because I think men have an easier time dealing with alopecia. In fact, the opposite is true. I actually feel like men probably have a more difficult time, at least in the beginning, when they have alopecia, especially during the hair loss stage. The unfortunate thing about alopecia, in my opinion, is that it doesn't always mean that all your hair is going to fall out. Honestly, I feel like if one day we just woke up and we had no hair, we'd be better off than we would be if we woke up and had a patch of hair and then another patch of hair and then that grew back and the next patch of hair fell out. Do you know what I'm saying? That being in hair limbo sucks ass. Let me tell you, being here limbo is the worst place somebody would want to be in terms of hair loss. And I think that's where the real challenge is getting past the embarrassment and fear of wearing hair systems, hair units when you first start losing your hair. It gets easier over time. Of course, most things get easier over time, right? But let me tell you, that hair patch, that patchy hair loss thing that you get when you first start losing your hair, it's awful. And this is the reason why it took me so long to talk to men about it. It's because it actually touches a place, an unhealed place in my heart when I talk about men and wigs, because it kind of just reminds me of being a 12-year-old girl and starting to lose her hair and kids just attacking me all the time because I was starting to wear this wig and the wig was ridiculous. And at the time, you know, wigs were not what they are today. They really were. We didn't even have lace wigs back in the day, to be honest. So my wig was big and ugly and very, very, very dense and thick and it was the wrong color. Like everything was wrong. And to make things worse, I was 12 years old. All right. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about my hair loss experience because I don't feel like crying tonight. But I do want to speak to the men. I do want to speak to the men because I feel like I've ignored this conversation way too long. Men actually have a more difficult time with hair loss than women because especially if you have spotty, patchy alopecia or alopecia areata, because alopecia areata presents itself as bald patches. And if you have dark hair, you cannot shave away the patches. And I'm going to explain to you why. If you have dark hair, the pigment of your hair actually lives underneath your skin. So you shave your head off and the pigment is still showing through. Did I say shave your head off? You shave your hair off to try to make yourself look somewhat normal. And even still, that pigment underneath your skin continues to show. So you can't even really enjoy the bald experience because the bald experience isn't terrible. Like right now, I'm where I want to be as a bald woman. I mean, of course, I'd rather have some hair, but I'd rather be completely bald than have those patches of hair. And I did live with hair patches for a really, really long time. And that was a time when my hair journey was the worst. I was terrified of people snatching off my wig because I was afraid that they would actually pull my hair off and think that I had leprosy or something like that. Like at this day and age, like if someone snatched my wig off, like I would literally take the wig and slap the shit out of them with the wig. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't have anything to be embarrassed about except the fact that I'm bald, right? But to also have the patches, I don't know. I'm not trying to Listen, if you guys are in a place where you're comfortable with your patchy hair loss, I'm not trying to tell you that you should be ashamed of yourself at all, but I'm recognizing that it is a very difficult time. And I'm sure even if you are now extremely confident with your patches or whatever, it wasn't always that way. I'm sure you had to work your way up to confidence. So the other part about it is with a woman, you can easily just go and get a wig and put it on your head. Men, not so much. Nowadays, men wigs are available and they look really, really good. We've been talking about that all week here on my channel, but that doesn't mean everybody wants to wear it. That doesn't mean that men are okay with walking around with something that could be snatched off of their head. And in the manosphere, a wig snatching is probably more likely than in the femisphere. Not that in the femisphere we're not snatching wigs, because I have had my wig snatched off before on a few occasions. Surprisingly, though, when I think about it, I actually have never had my wig snatched off by a woman. Oh shit! You know what? I never realized that. I've only ever had my wig snatched off by boys when I was a child. I think the last time I had my wig snatched off, I don't remember, but I was like my late teens, but it was definitely a boy who did it. Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, in the manosphere, it's much more likely that you'll have your wig snatched off. And the idea that you can have your confidence taken away from you in a split second is really scary, because even though you can't buy confidence, having a nice head of hair will give you some confidence, right? Oh, hello, Abdel Raham Khalil. Oh, that's my name. Hello again. Nice to see you. I enjoy it since I did laser hair removal. Oh, you did the laser hair removal. We talked about that the last time, Abdel. I remember that conversation, and you didn't at the time. I don't think you had done it. So I would love to know your experience. Abdel Raham Khalil says, I've done many, many sessions to have a clean skin, no pigment at all. Oh my God, that is so good. Did y'all hear that? This is real time information that we're gathering. So a friend of mine who has been watching my channel for a little while, I remember when he first started showing interest in getting the laser hair removal. I hope I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay, Abdel? But I think it was about maybe 6 months ago that we talked about the laser hair removal, because I thought that might be a good solution for men who don't want to wear wigs and just want to rock the bald head. And you had come on and said something, I don't remember, but we were watching a video about, the process. And now you're telling me that you have no pigment at all. That shit is so good. I am so happy for you. So you said you've done many, many sessions, and you don't have to go back? Do you have to go back for more? How often do you have to go back? Please tell me everything. DJ Blair's Son Channel says, yo, it's the Ball Baddie. It's wonderful seeing you again. Hey, DJ. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Did you hear Abdel's news? He got the laser hair removal and it worked. He doesn't have any more pigment patches. Y'all, I'm psyched for Abdel, okay? I'm really psyched. And DJ, I'm so glad that you're here too. I wish you could play us some music. You need to come over here and spin some records for us. All right, so anyway, yeah, I have avoided this conversation because it actually takes me back to a very scary place in my life, a scary time in my life when I was always under threat of being, having my confidence taken away from me. I talk about this all week long. I'm going to say it again a third time, that I do believe that if you're going to wear a men's hairpiece, and I know why you would want to wear it, because they look good as hell now. Yeah, they look good as hell. If you don't believe me, go check my videos from all week long. I've been talking about men's wigs, and they are looking so good. I mean, like chef's kiss kind of good. So I don't blame you for wanting to wear one, and I also don't blame you for being a little nervous about how people are going to receive you while you wear this wig. And my advice to you again is do not make it your identity. Do not make that hairpiece your identity. Wear it like if you're changing your shirt. Wear it like it's your that Versace shirt in your closet that you only pull out for special occasions. Wear it like that. You know what I mean? So if you could do like Abdel Raham Khalil, oh my God, you could get your laser hair removal to get rid of the existing hairs so that you can rock a bald head. And on the days that you don't want to rock the bald head, then you can then put the wig on. You could wear it a couple times a week, but no one is going to ever accuse you of trying to fake your confidence or trying to, fake how you look, because you're literally wearing it like an accessory. You're not wearing it as an extension of yourself. Just be mindful. And it's so easy to fall into the trap of making it your identity. And I'm gonna explain real quick how easily it can become your identity. All you need to do is walk into a room and somebody says, "Oh, your hair looks good. You got a good haircut. That you are looking fresh and clean." Once somebody says that to you about your hair system, you don't want them to know it's not your hair. You just don't want them to know, because what a compliment. Somebody just complimented the shit out of your fly ass haircut that you spent so much money on. Why would you then want to tell them, "Oh, this is not my hair," right? So how do you handle that? When someone says to you, "Oh, that's great hair." When someone says to me that my hair looks nice, nowadays I just say thank you. I just say thank you and keep it moving. I don't tell them anything. If they want to know, they can ask. And if they don't have enough courage to ask, then they don't get to know. Abdel Raham Khalil says, "They said your head is too shiny." They said my head is too shiny. Who's they? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I missed the part. You said, "I do it separately now, maybe every 6 months now." They said your head is too shiny. Who said that? They said your head is. Oh, they said your head is so shiny. Okay. All right. Your head is so shiny. Thank you for clearing that up. I would love to see some photos, some before, some after photos. It would have been great if you could have documented the whole thing. I know everybody's not as public as me, but damn it, I would love to see somebody. And I'm so glad to hear that I forgot what I'm supposed to be talking about, because you really blew me away by telling me that the hair laser removal works so well. That is so good. He says, "I love that you're so excited about this. It's hard to find genuine people with a genuine personality. You're an amazing girl." Thank you. I'm so excited that my nose is running. I gotta blow my nose. Hang on. I'm psyched for you. I've always wanted to be able to advise people in that arena. Because I know that the patchy hair loss is the hardest part. It's the hardest part, and you figured it out. Where did you go? First of all, what city do you live in? Are you in the U.S.? What country do you live in? Who did you see? Like, spill the tea. Spill the tea. Thank you. Here or where? What does that mean? Here or where? I don't understand what that means. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this article that I pulled up, because I started researching it. I can't explain. I don't know how to explain the intricacies of wearing a wig, or why people rejoice so much in spotting a wig or a hairpiece. It's like some people just love to know that you're wearing hair. Like it pleases them. So I don't get it, but hopefully this article will explain it. Okay, so this was written some time ago in 2021 in Psychology Today. And it was actually written by a PhD. All right, so this gentleman here, there he is. That's him without his hair and with his hair. Okay, so I imagine to the right, that's a hair piece. That's not his natural hair that he grew himself. So let's go ahead and read about it. It says, "Recently, I've been making a series of short videos on TikTok challenging some of the myths about men's sexuality. What brings us pleasure and masculinity in general? To my surprise, I began getting some comments, not about the topics themselves, but about my hairpiece. Is that a wig? Hi, doctor. I think it's time to change that hair system. It's affecting your judgment. It's the hairpiece for me. Is that a hairpiece? Yeah, like people just can't It's like if somebody thinks you might be wearing hair, it becomes the elephant in the room. It's like that wig just grew in size and tripled in size, and it just became the only thing anybody cares about. I don't understand why that's a thing, but I like to get in front of it. That's why I'm so public about my hair, about my hair, about the way that I wig. And I'll tell you real quick how I wig. I wear my wig every single day. In case you don't know this, I wear my wig every single day. But I try to switch up my hairstyles often. I love my wigs to look natural, of course. I'm not wearing a wig so that it could look like a wig. I'm wearing it so it could look like great hair, right? But I'm not trying to fool anyone. So that's why I'll wear this wig today, and then tomorrow I'll wear the next wig. And then the third day I'll wear a different wig. I switch it up a whole lot because I'd rather people assume I'm wearing a wig than try to figure out whether or not I'm wearing a wig, because people just feel like they must know. I don't know. Maybe we're all celebrities. I think that's what it is. We're all celebrities in our own right. Because if we were not celebrities, everybody wouldn't be sweating us all the time, right? Right, Abdel Rahim? Nobody would sweat us if we were not celebrities. So that's it. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. I began to wonder what motivated commenters like these to make such personal attacks on me. What does it say about them? But maybe more importantly, what does it say about our culture's unconscious assumptions and prejudices surrounding masculinity? Like many men, estimates are as high as 25%. By the age of 27, I was going bald. By the time we are 50, about half of all men will have lost their hair or are long into the process of going bald. One can go back in historic literature for centuries and discover a deep vein of presumptions and prejudices against baldness and men who lose their hair. Throughout the ages, the length of one's hair, its presence or lack of presence, has held deep symbolic meanings. For Samson, his hair was the source of hyperstrength. In Nazi labor camps, it was common to shave the heads of Jews incarcerated there, erasing much of their individual identity and degrading them to the point that they were not capable of human reactions like resistance against tyranny or physical abuse. A healthy head of hair on men has long been seen as a signifier of fertility, sexiness, and even confidence and leadership abilities. If you're not considering Jeff Bezos, the wealthiest man in the world, most CEOs have a full head of hair, or at least appear to have one. Is it any wonder, then, that the business of hairpiece and methods to regrow men's hair is said to be a $3.5 billion industry today? And yet you will rarely see commercials for men's hairpieces or other items to make them appear younger or sexier. On the other hand, we're inundated with commercials appealing to women's vanity, such as sexy makeup, high heels, form-fitting clothes, and much more. In recent decades, there has been somewhat of a tempering of this idea that being bald meant that we were somehow less of a man. I suppose we can largely thank celebrities like Yul Brynner, Telly Savalas, or more recently, the elder Sean Connery and Bruce Willis. But studies have shown that for a majority of people, men and women alike, baldness still signifies a raft of negative qualities. Men's vanity and shame. Hang on, let me check my messages real quick. Abdel Raham Khalil says he wants to post his before and after photo. Please, please, please. Oh, you're from Egypt. Ooh, I've never been to Egypt, but I would love to visit. I would love to visit. I'm going to take all my bald alopecia male friends down to Egypt so we can all get laser hair removal. I don't need it because I don't grow hair anymore, but for you guys. Please post your before and after photo. Where would you post that to? Oh, you could just go to my social media. You know, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, so find me there. Action Jacqueline, Alopecia Princess, your big bald-headed sister. I don't know if you can post here though. Abdel Raham says how can I post photos here? I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know that you can post in the chats. I know I wouldn't see it here. I'd probably have to pull up my phone. Where is my phone? I lost my phone. Damn it. All right, so I don't have my phone. So I don't know how I would see it right now, but I would love. Oh, here's my phone. I found it. I would love to see it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm ignoring my TikTok post as always. I always forget to pull that up because it's a separate screen. So let me pull that up real quick. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, look at that. Nobody's commenting on TikTok. So we're good there. We're in the clear. We were reading something though. Here we go. No, he says it's not. Abdel says he can't, unfortunately. But please go to my social media. That'd be a great place. And if you do, if you post it there, then I could hold it. Oh, then I could show it on the screen. If you're okay with that, you just give me the okay, and I will post it. So if the sooner you do that, the sooner we can get some before and after pictures for Abdel Raham and his laser hair removal. I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm psyched. I'm very happy for you. All right, let me finish reading this. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, men's vanity and shame. When I considered getting a hairpiece, I wasn't thinking about all this. I just really didn't like the way I looked with no hair. It was a vanity thing. So I determined that when I had made enough money, I would invest in a hairpiece. That was 30 years ago, and I have never regretted that decision or felt shame about it. When I started getting the hairpiece shaming comments on TikTok, I decided to make some videos of the process I must go through in order to don my hairpiece, adhesive and all. Sort of coming out of the baldness closet. I wanted to show that lack of shame around wearing a hairpiece looks like. Oh, he says he wants to show what lack of shame around wearing a hairpiece looks like. Which brings me to the subject of men's vanity. The underlying cultural assumption is that men are not supposed to be vain. It somehow shows weakness. We don't have a cultural permission to admit vanity. While it is regarded as a perfectly acceptable trait in women, as are their artifices, such as wigs, considered to be the height of artifice, fake eyelashes and fingernails, makeup, boob jobs, and more. Women can engage in such a masquerade and openly talk about it amongst themselves with no shame. It is completely acceptable. If their hair is going gray, most women choose to cover it up with hair dye. Men, however, have long been taught to eschew such artifice, to be real, and pretend not to care about how they look. When men color over their gray hair, they don't brag about it, but they do it in secret. For men, replacement hair isn't called a wig. That would place them too close to the role of women's vanity. Rather, today, these are known as hair systems. They used to be called toupees or rugs. Something similar happens when men begin taking up some of the things associated with women. Women may wear their hair in a bun, but when a man does this, we feel compelled to distinguish it as a man bun. If men hold strong emotional feelings for another man, we must call it a man crush or a bromance. If a man carries a bag to hold his stuff, we call it a man purse. Why? Because we feel it's important to still think of him as a guy. It is wrongheaded to think that men don't engage in acts of vanity. We just don't have the same permission as women do. It's kind of ironic. There I am on TikTok making an effort to debunk myths around male sexuality and masculinity, and I'm getting criticized for wearing a hair system. Many people don't know that some of the biggest Hollywood stars who were icons for masculinity also wore someone else's hair, i.e., Humphrey Bogart, Frank Sinatra, Gary Cooper, and John Wayne. The fragile male. Hang on, let me just check my messages because I see DJ Blair is on the mic. My question is, how does men's baldness relate to weakness? Some of the strongest men I know are bald. Yes, we're going to get back into that conversation, DJ Blair, because that's what this whole conversation is about. Is what's up with it? Like I can't even figure it out myself. So I found a bunch of articles to read to help explain it to all of us. And hopefully help us all get over the hump so that we can, if we want to wear wigs, if we feel like we want to wear hair systems, if men feel like they want to wear hair systems, they should be able to do it. And you know what? As I think he was a little wrong. The writer was a little wrong here because he said that it's perfectly acceptable for women to wear wigs. It really isn't. It is in some communities. In my community, I'm a Black woman. In my community, it's very acceptable for women to wear wigs because in our culture, we are known for wanting to always switch up our hairstyles. Our hairstyles are like, I don't know, our personality or something like that. I know white women, Asian women, they all feel the same way about hair. Like clearly our hair is our personality, but with Black women it's like we need to change it up. We get bored so quickly. It's like expected. Like, when are you going to change that hairstyle? When are you going to get your hair cut? When are you going to, let me give you some braids? When are you going to let me give you a nice bust down? Like, for some reason we just have to always do it. So it's very common in our culture to wear it, but it's not common to wear it because you have alopecia. And there is a difference. There is a difference. When people look at me, I think they know. They could look at me and tell, you don't have hair. You're a bald woman. You can look at my face and know it. I have no hair on my face. I have no hair on my body whatsoever. So it's kind of different. You look at me and there's something curious about the way that I look. And it's a bit polarizing, like I said. Just like with men, when you walk into a room and you're wearing a wig, it becomes like the hyper focus of everyone in the place. I told the story before, I'll tell it again. I was at jury duty, deliberating a case once. Jury duty, I promise you. And we were deliberating a murder case, y'all. And this one woman could not stop staring at me. And in the middle of deliberation, she looked at me and she said, "Why don't you have any eyelashes?" Like, I was blown away. Not because I was embarrassed, but I was just like, dude, we're not doing that here. I told her that too. I was just like, can we not, like, right now? And then literally everybody in the room was like, yeah, you're right. Let's not right now. Let's not do that. And she was the one left looking like a donkey. But nonetheless, it is polarizing to look at a person and figure something out. I don't know. People love to be detectives. But anyway, let's read about the fragile male. What then explains why some of my TikTok commenters feel compelled to make their criticism personal to me, to shame me, and to silence me? Obviously, it's because something I'm saying, demonstrating, or representing makes them feel uncomfortable. It's the old wisdom about the pointing finger. When you point one finger at someone else, there are three fingers pointing back at you. In other words, when we find ourselves reacting this way to something someone else does or says, we can rest assured that we are unable to own the same thing or something quite similar within ourselves. In the case of masculinity, if a man acts, dresses, or speaks in a way that perhaps tilts toward what the fragile male thinks of as too feminine, he will try to do something to discredit that expression, shame the person, or even physically attack him. If they are successful in this, then I will be silenced, or in the current vernacular, canceled. The vast majority of people who engage in such shaming don't know this about themselves, or if they do, would not admit to such motives. It's true. Nonetheless, you should be able to wear your wig if you want to. I'm sorry, y'all. My eyes are tearing and my nose is running because it's that time of year. DJ Blair says, I've worn braids before and everyone loved it. I took them down after a week and everyone at work was wondering why I took them out. Abdul Raham Khalil says, if you want to share it, it's okay. I don't know how to share them here. Oh, yeah. Wait, so you went and posted them to my page? Which one? Did you go to Facebook, TikTok? Well, it can't be TikTok, so it must be Facebook or Instagram. I will definitely post them. Please find me there. I'll do it right now. I'll accept your friend request and you can go ahead and post them and I will be glad. Nope, that's not you. And I will be glad to post them. And I really appreciate you for that, Abdel Raham. Appreciate you very much. Okay. So we're continuing to read this Psychology Today article written by this doctor. What's his name? Let me make sure I get his name right. This guy right here. Oops, I lost it. There he is. Can y'all see it or is it just me seeing it? Okay. And his name is Joe Court, PhD. It's their own self-consciousness that leads them to try to expose and demean me. But they're not exposing me because I have long since claimed these things about me. The more I have been forthcoming about such things, the stronger I have felt as a man. That's exactly what I was talking about, y'all. I'm going to read that again. It's their own self-consciousness that leads them to try to expose and demean me. But they are not exposing me because I have long since claimed these things about myself. The more I have been forthcoming about such things, the stronger I have felt as a man. That part right there. That's the part. In fact, I feel super masculine about myself, even though you may feel that wearing a hairpiece isn't masculine. And the fact that women do this to me as well speaks to the reality that these are underlying cultural and patriarchal assumptions. And when they are challenged, the response is often harsh and widespread. What I've been doing on TikTok and throughout much of my career as a therapist is challenging these assumptions. These are very deep seated in our culture, and I have come to expect negative reactions when I expose their fallacies. So I'll continue to proudly wear my hairpiece and continue to challenge the narrow beliefs that people have around sexuality. It's my life's work. To hear more about his journey wearing hair and how it affects masculinity, you can go to his podcast. Let me click on that just in case you guys are interested. Oh, and it's not found. I guess his podcast is gone. But yeah, if you're interested, you could read this article. It was in Psychology Today, and it was called The Bald Truth, Male Weaves, and Masculinity. Good article. I'm glad he did say that last part because that's the point I've been trying to make the whole time. As long as you claim it about yourself, you don't make that wig your oh, I got it. You make that wig your identity, then you'll be much better off. You have a lot of hair, Abdel. Ooh, I'm actually sad that you got rid of all that hair. I'm sorry, but you didn't have a whole lot of hair. You did. I mean, I could see there's patches, but at the same time, where there wasn't patches, it was full and dense. Yeah. But I still haven't seen the after photo. Where's your after photos at? Keep sending them. I'll go ahead and queue up my Instagram here on screen so that we can share the photos. You guys ready to see Abdel Raham? So if you're just joining me, Abdel Raham Khalil, did I say it right? Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. Abdel Raham Khalil, who is currently living in Egypt, went and got laser hair removal. He had been having patchy hair loss from alopecia. Oh, your cover photo is nice too. And he went and got that laser hair removal and it worked. If you're just joining me, the conversation has been revolving around patchy hair loss, dark hair, and the inability to clean shave your head when you have patchy hair loss. Because most people don't know this, but your hair pigment, the color of your hair, lives underneath your skin and you can't shave it off. So if you're thinking, okay, I have patchy hair loss, if I shave it nice and clean, I'll be able to rock a bald head. You can't really rock the bald head the way you want to because after you shave the hair clean, the pigment is still living under there and it's showing the patch. So your head starts to look somewhat like a globe, like a map. You know what I'm saying? So the areas where you do grow hair, you have a shadow and it is in contrast to your natural head, which is smooth and clean and has no pigment living under it because no hair grows hair, right? So Abdel Raham got the laser hair removal. Now he's able to rock his baldy. He doesn't have to worry about wearing a hairpiece. And oh, I see your after photos, and you are so smooth. You are okay, y'all. Okay, let me cue this up, y'all. I'm so psyched. I'm so excited. And then you didn't tell us. Hang on, before I ask any more questions, let me just cue this up. Cue this up. Let me say that right. And of course, I'm so excited that I can't even do it properly. I'm moving extra slow. Damn it. Okay. Oh, good. I'm logged in, so we don't have to do that. Okay. Y'all, you see this guy right here? You want to hear a quick story? This guy right here, he is like a local celebrity. where I live. But he's been living here his whole life, or my whole life as well. So one time I remember going to the bowling alley, and he likes to bowl. We went to the bowling alley to pick up my mom from the bowling alley, and y'all, I didn't. My mother called, and she's like, "Oh, can you come get me now?" And I'm like, "Sure." I didn't have my hair on because I don't walk around my house in my wig. So when she called, I was just like, I'll just throw my wig on real quick and go. I'm not going to bother to glue it down or anything like that because I'm just going up the block to the bowling alley. I get to the bowling alley and there he is, right? And he's like, "Hey, Jackie, you have to go." And I'm like, "Oh, nice to see you, Kurt." So he gives me this big hug, and y'all, my wig fell off in his hand. Always glue your wig down. That guy right there. And you know what? I don't know if he ever knew it happened because when it happened, like my head was in the crook of his neck. So the wig was falling off in front of me. So I had to like force it and I just kept holding him. I know he was like, "Damn, why won't this girl let me go?" Like I was holding him for dear life. We were holding each other like this. And the whole time I was fighting with my hair. It was so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Always glue your wigs down, y'all. You know what? Anyway, let's go back and look at Abdul Raham. Hang on, how am I able to see this here? You sent this in my messages. Okay, let me go in. How do I access my messages here? I don't even know how to access my messages. Jesus. Oh, here we go. There we are. There we are. Can y'all see it? Okay, so y'all are looking at the after photos of Abdel Raham, and he's here in the house, y'all. So if you have questions, I feel like Abdel Raham is okay with talking. I could be wrong. If not, stop me with my tracks. I will stop this conversation. We'll end it right here. But he's already given us some green lights, so I'm getting the feeling it's okay to ask questions if you're interested because this is good stuff, y'all. Okay, so these are the photos. Hang on, go up. Look at Abdel Raham looking all masculine over there with his six pack. Can I get this to go lower? Hang on. Can't even get that lower. There he is with his six pack. I gotta look at that because I gotta look. Wait, I can't even see it. Ah, damn it. All right, hang on. Well, I couldn't see that photo, but here's his head of hair on December 16th. Oh, this is old. This is from 2015. Okay, hang on. All right, so that's how much hair he had once. And then he shaved it short. And then that's what it looks like. So you can see where he has the hair. All right. Okay, so this is what alopecia looks like. This is what I had, y'all. This is what I have. And I had hair loss just like this. This could have been my head, to be honest. Okay. And look at him now. Look at that clean head. Bravo. Bravo, my friend. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy that you're sharing because people gatekeep so much. It's not helpful. Like when you're part of a community, you got to give back. This is how you give back. You're doing the right thing, Adele. Thank you. That is fantastic. How many oh, I lost it. What the hell did I just do? Oh, there we go. How many sessions did you go through? Well, you said it was countless, so you probably lost count. He did have to go through a lot of sessions. Oh, hang on. Let me read everything that he's been writing here. It says, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Abdel Rahim, for giving me this opportunity to share your photos. This means so much to me. You have no idea. Hang on. It says, want to chat, have a video call soon. I think we got along with each other. Yeah. Absolutely. 100%. We're friends now on Instagram. No more just go. What did I say? Because of using hair removal. Okay, I thought you were giving more information, but yeah, earlier Abdel Rahman said that he went through several sessions of laser hair removal. I wonder. Oh, he said the first photo is when he used Nair hair removal. That's what I used to use. I use Nair as well. And it also, and the idea of using the cream hair remover was so that I could get rid of the patches. I just could not get rid of it. And then it occurred to me, wait a second, this pigment actually lives under my skin. So when you see men and they shave their hair, they shave their beards, and for some reason it just never looks smooth and clean, it's because the pigment lives underneath the skin. It just doesn't. You just can't get it away unless you do some laser hair removal. You said if I remember, yeah, let me see it. Let me see when you did the hair, the Nair, so I could show everybody. But I should let you know it didn't work. It didn't clean my head's it didn't shave my head clean, and it was painful. Like I remember it burning a lot. That the Nair actually burned my hair. I used the Nair for about a year, and just so that I could keep it short. Like I knew I couldn't get it clean, but at least I could keep it, smooth, right? Um, and then all of a sudden it just never grew back again. So I don't know if the Nair literally just killed off all my hair follicles or not. So if you ever want to regrow your hair, I don't suggest to use Nair because I can't say whether or not the Nair was responsible for my complete hair loss, but I used it for a year and now I never have to use it again. I don't know what that's about, or if any damage was done to my skin. I guess I'll find out eventually. Hopefully, knock on wood, nothing bad will happen. But yeah, so this is where you use Nair, you said, Abdel? This doesn't look like Nair. This looks like you shaved it. I'm guessing that's not the one you're talking about. But yeah, look how clean he is now. And this is what he would look like. Well, I can't. Can I use something? I guess this is what he would look like if he shaved his hair with a razor or with the Nair. He would still have a shadow showing that little area. So the hair removal worked great. I would love to know the cost though. Seems very pricey. Not it seems pricey only because it's something that requires multiple sessions. And by multiple, I mean several. So I could see how that could get very, very pricey. But so is going to the barbershop all the time. In case you guys don't know, according to Akon, I don't know if you guys know who Akon, the singer Akon is. He's also from Africa. Akon is a singer out of Africa who has been known for wearing hair systems and very handsome, Abdel. Very handsome, even with the hair patches. Yep. In case nobody tells you, I think women don't like to give men compliments because we are afraid that they're going to think we want to jump on them. I have to be mindful too about giving men compliments because I'm married and I don't want to give people the wrong idea. But if I can compliment a woman, why can't I compliment a man? You just have to say, listen, hey, you look handsome. I'm married, by the way. So always throw that in there. But very handsome. Okay, so this looks like where you used Nair. Is this the one? This looks like you're having some regrowth, like baby hair regrowth. Do you guys know I am afraid of regrowth. When I start growing hair back, I start getting nervous. I've tried to regrow my hair several times. Each time it's a project that requires several months of my life, and it's always grueling. It's always grueling. I was able to regrow my hair one time by using a combination of minoxidil and steroid injections, and I did regrow my hair. There was one stubborn patch that would never grow back though, but that was fine because I had so much hair that it covered it up. But I had to go back every 2 weeks to get injections in my head. I had to get like 20 injections every 2 weeks. And if I missed a session, my hair would fall right back out. Could you imagine how that would play on your emotions? Well, that's why I don't want to try to regrow my hair anymore. I just cannot go through that again. I would rather someone, like if I could advise a person who's having very challenging hair loss, and they're realizing that nothing is working to actually grow it back, I would recommend electrolysis, especially now, laser hair removal, especially now that Adele has shown me these photos. I would recommend this to them before I recommend any other hair growth remedy. Y'all heard about finasteride? I reported on that last year. Finasteride, y'all, that hair growth formula that's marketed to men under the license HIMS. It's called HIMS. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you have hair loss, I'm sure you've heard of it. That's been known to have sexual side effects, y'all. One man reported that many men reported sexual side effects, but one man in particular was brave enough to get on the news and tell how his penis developed an unusual bend. And I'm using the same words he used. He said, my penis developed an unusual bend. Y'all, stay away from that. Get the electrolysis. Get the laser hair removal. It's way better. It's way better. Don't get your penis in a bend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nothing's funny. Nothing's funny. What did Abdel Rahman say? He said, I think we committed the same crime. Yeah, I think you're right. He's talking about the Nair hair removal. He and I both tried the Nair. You would think me and Abdel were old friends from back in the day. We're not. We just met here on the internet like 6 months ago. But yeah, we both tried it. He said it burned like heck. So y'all want to hear a quick story about me and my Nair? I tried when I was about 16 years old. That was the first time I started to use the Nair because I wanted to rock the bald look. I didn't want to do it while I had the patches. So I figured I'd try the Nair. I tried the Nair. It didn't really work, but I continued using the Nair anyway, just because it did get rid of the hair, right? So I continued using it, and I remember this one particular time, I think I had been maybe scratching my head, or maybe the wig that I was wearing was irritating my skin or something. Whatever it was, my skin was somewhat compromised. And then I went over it with the Nair, and that shit burned like all hell. And I remember at the time, I had just started seeing a therapist because I couldn't stop crying. Like when I was losing my hair, it was a really hard time. I was crying all the time. And finally, my dad was just like, I'm gonna send you to the therapist. So I went to this therapist and I told her about how I burned my scalp by using the Nair. And this lady told me I was suicidal for that. That's why you can't speak to people. If you're having hair loss, you can't speak to people who don't get it because they sound like jerks. Like, what a jerk-headed thing to say that I was suicidal because I used Nair on my head. Like, at that point, I just completely just gave up on a therapist. I was like, therapists are idiots. I know they're not idiots. I know they aren't. But for her to say that was just the dumbest thing to ever say. Just want to share that story. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much, Abdel Rahman. We're gonna keep in contact. When I get off here and I'm settled again, I'm gonna go through your email again, and we'll chat that way. I love you guys. Thank you so much, Abdel Rahman. I'm so happy for you that you were able to break through and figure this out. I don't know that many people have, to be honest. I think you may have broken a wall. Like a lot of people don't know how to get rid of that patchy hair loss, and it is a topic of contention. That is really the worst part of hair loss, I believe, is the patchy hair loss. And if you could figure out a way to get through it, you've won. And I think you won. I'm really proud of you. Okay, I love you guys so much. Abdel, have a great night. DJ Blair's son, you have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for joining me. What is that? It says, have you seen that interview of Elijah Woods when he was asked if he wears wigs? I will go look at it right now. We can look at it together. Let's really quick see this interview. I think the last time I did an interview like this, I got dinged for it. Like YouTube wouldn't. YouTube gave me a hard time about it, but we're gonna look it up anyway. Maybe I could read it. Hang on. Elijah Woods talks about his wig. Is that what I should say? Hang on. Okay. Well, do you wear wigs? He said, oh, here it is. I'm on Facebook. Let me. What's this? Was it this interview? Hang on, let me pull it up. Hang on. Was it this interview where Sarah Michelle Gellar asks? Abdel Raham Khalil says, I could have you propose if you are not married. Aw, that's so sweet. That is so sweet. Aw, we'd have some bald kids though. That was my biggest fear. I did not want my kids to get alopecia. So this is the wrong interview then. DJ Blair says, no, this is not the one. Okay, I can't find that one, but if you can find it, I would love it if you share it with me. Share the link, then I'll play it. But guys, thank you so much. I need to get in here and clean up this kitchen because I cooked and I didn't clean yet, and I don't want it to get too late. I love you guys, and I wish you all the best. Happy wigging. If you find yourself a hairpiece and it's fantastic, rock that shit. And if you don't want to wear a hairpiece and you just want to shave your head, look into that hair removal. Abdel Raham Khalil taught us all something today, and I do appreciate that. And DJ Blair, please send me a link to that. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook as well. All right. I love you guys. Have a great night.